Well, hello there, and welcome back to Mr. E's Mysteries and Magics, brought to you by RP Magic Shop in Ludlow, Massachusetts. So make sure you check out their website because there is plenty of free stuff down there to download and take a look at. And we are going to take a look in this video at the Si Stebbins Stack order. A few things before we get started, though. My original intent was not to do a big video on the stack order by Si Stebbins itself. I had planned only to do a quick and easy demonstration of a simple technique to get your deck of cards into Si Stebbins order. Not everybody knows about it, and so I thought I'd do a quick tutorial on that. However, I did plan to have links to the Si Stebbins order in my description below so that people who weren't familiar with it could check it out. When I did the research and looked for such videos, the problem was I didn't come up with anything that actually met my expectations. There were errors of fact in some and various other problems with other ones that I thought might be good to link to. And so I realized that I'm going to have to do a much more comprehensive video if I want to do it the way I originally envisioned it. I'm going to have to do it all myself, unfortunately. So, I just want to say that no, I'm not anointed by, the great eel or something to go out and correct all the mistakes of mankind or anything like that. But on the same token, I'm not going to give a platform to videos that have erroneous information in them either. So here I am doing a video for the Si Stebbins Stack when I know that a lot of you are already familiar with it. And I beg your indulgence on this and your patience. Keep in mind that not everybody is at your level. Someday, some real beginner who's never really studied magic before will stumble upon this channel maybe and not know exactly what the Si Stebbins order is. And so for that person, there will be an explanation in the first half or so of this video of how the Si Stebbins order actually works. For those of you who are already familiar with it, please, if you wish, zip ahead to whatever you want to see later on. There might be a nugget or two in here that you have never seen or heard before. Maybe you want to listen to it once, but whatever. I apologize to you. I don't want to waste your time, but for those who need to know and have never learned it before, I'm going to have to do a little bit of an explanation about Si Stebbins and what he created. Actually, the question is, did he create it? Because the history of this is kind of fascinating. A book written in Italy, and I believe published in Venice, in 1593, that's the end of the 16th century in Renaissance times, written by a fellow named Horatio Galasso. It was called Giochi di Carte Bellissimi. In English, Most Beautiful Card Games. In it, Galasso describes a card stack which, depending on what source you look at, was either the Si Stebbins order itself or so close to it that Stebbins resurrected it, rediscovered it, and made a minor adjustment to it, and ended up calling his, getting famous for his particular stack, which, by the way, other people claim to have invented at the same time, but Stebbins did write the book first, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Anyway, what Galasso definitely did was describe a stack with a jump of 4 cards. Now, that just might be, how you count the cards. I would say that Stebbins is a jump of 3 cards, but maybe in 1593, instead of counting, here's your first card, 1, 2, 3, and counting that way, maybe they counted 1, 2, 3, 4. And it actually is the Si Stebbins order. I don't know. And I wasn't about to sit there and go through more research. I did some, but I wasn't about to go through more research looking for details like that, basically for a YouTube channel that almost nobody watches. So I decided to move on, and if somebody wants to look up that stuff, and if you want to, if you do know something about it, drop a comment, and I will be more than happy to take a look at it and thank you for it. But anyway, Galasso wrote this book describing different stack orders. Whether or not he even created them, I don't know. He certainly wrote about them. In 1898, along came Si Stebbins. He claims he created the stack in that year. And in 1905, he wrote a booklet describing it. In 1913, he did an update of that booklet. And that booklet is called Card Tricks and How They Are Performed. The original 1905 version is a slightly different title that escapes me at the moment, but the one you really want is Card Tricks and How They Are Performed. It's in the public domain, and you can download it for free, and there is a link to a free download below that you can use to download the original Si Stebbins booklet in PDF form. Technically, it's 16 pages, but the back the back cover is blank, so digitally it's 15 pages. There is a version out there that's free. I can't mention where you can get it because it would be a conflict of interest with my sponsor, but there is another place out there that has the very same booklet available for free, but it's 24 pages. The only difference is that the original 15-pager has 2 and sometimes 3 tricks written on one page. There are 10 tricks in the book. The 10th trick is very long, takes a couple of pages. But tricks 1 through 9 in the original are printed 2 to a page, and in one case, 3 to a page in the 15-pager. In the 24-pager, each trick has its own page, so there's a lot of white space. The wording is 100% the same. The tricks are 100% the same. Everything that's in the 15-pager is in the 24-pager and vice versa. You're not missing anything. It's just that the newer, supposedly cleaner version takes a little bit more space. But I will give you a tip as to why the 15-pager is better. Early in the book, there is a column by suit showing how the cards are laid out in Si Stebbins order. In the 15-pager PDF, they are nice, straight, even columns. In the 24-pager, the columns zigzag all over the place. It's a mess. You have to kind of actually even take a pencil to kind of go through them and mark exactly which card goes into which column and so on. So the 15-pager is actually the better of the two. That's the one you'll get linked below. All right, so that's where all that stands. So the Si Stebbins order has been around for, well, depending on, how you count it, either 400 years or 125 years, whatever. And what is it? Well, I have this very nifty little visual aid for you. Chased +3. Okay, I hope you can see that. Chased +3. So what does that mean? Well, chased is a mnemonic device. It stands for clubs, hearts, spades, diamonds. And you can see visually what that is. See how clever that is? Ooh. Anyway, so you drop the A and the E and you have CHSD, and that's the order in which the cards are placed. You start with a club, the next card will always be a heart, after a heart will always be a spade, after a spade will always be a diamond. You add 3. You start with the 4 of clubs, the next card will be the 7 of hearts, the next card will be the 10 of spades, and so on. That's all that is. All right, now this deck here is in Si Stebbins order. Okay, so some of the advantages of Si Stebbins order. One big advantage is that it's cyclical, which means you can cut the deck anywhere and the next card on top will still follow the same order. So for instance, chased +3. Okay, so here we have a diamond at the bottom. All right, jack of diamonds. The jack is 11, the queens are 12, and the kings are 13, as you might expect. Aces are 1. So what do we have here? We have 11, 12, 13, 14, or 1. So after a jack will always come an ace. After the ace of, or the jack of diamonds at the bottom, at the top will be the ace of clubs. I'll turn this around so you can get it oriented properly. There you go. The ace of clubs will be on the top if the jack of diamonds is on the bottom. So the deck is cyclical, which means you can cut the cards anywhere in the deck, flip them over just as you would a normal cut anywhere, as many times as you want, and the order will remain the same. It's like a ring. Doesn't matter what point you're looking at on the ring, it just keeps going around. Okay, so here we have the 9 of spades. So what would be the next card after the 9 of spades? CHSD, spades, diamonds, add 3 is 12. That's the queen. There's the queen of diamonds on the top of the deck. Okay, that's the Si Stebbins order in a nutshell. One of the cool things about it is that you can also go backwards. And if you want, you can use this little device, dash cam -3. Diamonds, spades, hearts, clubs. So if you go backwards, let's say you have the 7 of diamonds, -3 would be the 4. The next card above the 7 of diamonds, not the next card down in the stack, but coming before the 7 of diamonds would be the 4 of spades. Okay, so let's take a look at that. All right, so here we have, what do we have? The 8 of clubs. So subtracting 3, we get the 5. It's a club. The next one is a diamond on the top. So the next card above this 8, if this is not the 5 of diamonds, you can shoot me. How's that? 5 of diamonds. There you go. Okay? So you have chased +3 going down. This is the normal order. This is how you would do it most times out of that you will be doing it. Or you can have going backwards dash cam -3. Okay? If you have a particularly wicked sense of humor, you can also use Dishco -3, but you know that would be for people like me who were around in the late 70s and early 80s and had to listen to that god-awful music, and if we happen to misspell it by putting in an H that doesn't belong, disco music deserves that. All right, so anyway, that is the Si Stebbins order. Done with that, except, I must point out too, though, that if you can't shuffle a stacked deck like this. You must do a false shuffle of some kind, all right? Because otherwise, obviously, it will break up the order. The other drawback to this is that it's a very easy pattern for your spectators to spot. So if you're going to do something like this and say, see, the cards are pretty well mixed, you don't want them to get a good look at it. Make it a quick thing, because the black, red, black, red, black, red order will be very easy to spot. Give them any amount of time, and they may actually find that the pattern of the suits keeps repeating, and they may even at some point figure out the +3 part, but that would take a little bit longer. So you really don't want to, let them look at the cards too long if you do that. I have a really great way of showing them the cards without doing a fan like this, and we will get into that in my next video. Anyway, what I really wanted to talk to you about tonight, or in this video, I'm filming at night, is how to put the cards in Si Stebbins order quickly. I want to say that if you're not familiar with it, you really shouldn't use this particular technique yet. Take a deck of cards, mix them up, shuffle them up real good, and then practice going through the deck and finding the cards and putting them in order that way. Do that a few times and you will certainly get a feel for how the stack works, and you will absorb how in your mind the way it works, and you can very quickly pick up the pattern chased +3. Once you've really got that down pat, well, you don't want to be going through this nonsense of going through cards and trying to find the next, where's the next card? It's somewhere in here. There's a much easier way, and this is it. You take the 4 suits, and of course you put them in chased order: clubs, hearts, spades, diamonds. You start out with all of them ace, king, and down. You descending order, starting with the ace down to the 2. Okay, set every suit up like that. The clubs are done. Okay, that's it. The clubs are done. The next card after the Ace of Clubs, as you know from chased order, is the Four of Hearts. So what you're going to do with the hearts is you're going to go down to the 4. You're going to take the 2, 3, and the 4. You're going to put the 2 on top of the ace, and you're going to put the 4 on top of the stack. Hearts are done. As we know, the next card now is the 7 of Spades. So you're going to do the same process, only this time, instead of taking the 4, you're going to take the 7. You're going to put the 2 on top of the ace and put the 7 on the top of the stack. Spades are done. Moving on, I think you can see the pattern. The next card would be 10 of Diamonds, right? So you go down to the 10, you take all the cards from the 10 down to the 2, put the 2 on top of the ace, as with the rest of the stacks, and there you go. Now the diamonds are done. What do you do next? Take the cards off one by one, putting them on top of each other as you go. I don't even need to call these out because I know that they're all going to be in the proper Si Stebbins order when I'm finished putting these cards into one stack. Just remember to put the cards on face up. Just do this face up and keep putting the cards on the main deck face up all the way down to the bottom. I'm not going to do it all today, but trust me, when it's all finished and complete, you have a nice Si Stebbins order. And that's actually the video I wanted to show you. That's actually saving Si. The rest of it sounds kind of arrogant because, oh yeah, you know, the other videos I didn't like, so I'm going to save Si. I'm going to save Si by doing my own video. That's not what saving Si meant. Saving Si in the thumbnail refers to just, you know, taking this method and using this technique to get your cards into Si Stebbins order quickly. What can you do with Si Stebbins order? Well, my friend, you can do an awful lot, and we will be getting into some of that a little bit later. And by all means, there are 1.5 million different videos out there that show you tricks you can do with Si Stebbins order. And it's a very well-known order. It's very easy to use because you don't have to memorize cards. You only have to remember the formula chased +3 or dash cam -3 or whatever you want to use. And if you're going in the other direction, and that's all there is to it. So anyway, that is Si Stebbins order. I do believe that Penn and Teller themselves even use it on occasion. So if they use it, certainly you can use it, and I certainly use it to keep everyone baffled.